I want to welcome you to the Ask Jeff YouTube channel. Here's today's question. Does the gate talked about in Ezekiel chapter 44 revert to Mary, the golden gate to Jerusalem, the third temple that is yet to be built? Well, anytime you get into the book of Ezekiel and the further you go into Ezekiel, at times the more difficult it can be to discern and understand all that is happening. In fact, I would argue that once you get past chapter 38, you get the battle of Gog and Magog, you get this temple being constructed, which has different dimensions than any other temple that's mentioned in the Bible, and mention of people sitting on thrones and ruling all kinds of things, i.e. chapter 44 in this gate. It can be at times somewhat confounding to us, but let's kind of walk through the options here. I can promise you absolutely with certainty, this is not Mary at all, has nothing to do with her. In fact, the only time we actually have Mary speak in the Bible, she points to Jesus and says, whatever he says, do it. So you don't need to worry about Mary. As far as the Golden Gate to Jerusalem, actually, in chapter 44, we're dealing really with what we know as the Temple Mount, that place of worship and sacrifice, obedience and such. And so I think we can exclude that, which kind of defaults us in to what we know as that Temple Gate. And again, when you get to chapter 40 of Ezekiel through chapter 44, you're dealing with the temple, you're dealing with the Lord reigning, you're dealing with thrones, provisions, edicts, all these things. I think it's just best to kind of default in we're dealing with the temple, even if that temple doesn't have a construction, a size, or a build that looks like any other temple. It is confounding at times, but that's where we just kind of trust that God knows what he's doing, and it's all going to work out. Great question. If you have one, send it to askjeff.net. Maybe your question will be tomorrow's. Thanks for being a part of today's daily question. Now, we answer a question each and every day. Please feel free to submit a new question at askjeff.net. We may not have gotten to yours today, but we eventually will continue to be a part of this. Subscribe so you don't miss out on a question every day.